I'm Leon Todd for G66. Welcome to another Tuesday Tone Tip. Today, I want to show you how you can spice up your lead guitar sounds by using a synth block in combination with a high gain lead sound on your guitar. So this can give you that classic unison lead guitar and lead keyboard or synthesizer kind of sound without having to grow an extra pair of arms or, heaven forbid, hire a dedicated keyboard player. To get started, I've got my Les Paul plugged into the FM3. I've got the Triaxis yellow model, this USA Pre-Lead 2 yellow. I've got one of my own cabinet IRs, which you can get for free. LT-TV Mix 7, that's a greenback IR. And then I have the trusty stereo BBD delay for a dual delay. It sounds like this so far. Good stuff right there. I'm just going to bypass this cab block for now because I have its bypass mode set to mute. So I've now muted this entire chain here. I'm also going to bypass the delay. Let's do this. Let's add a few shunts in parallel to our main amp and cab sound. I'm going to use 2 slots here because I'm going to want a synth and a filter on there. So let's start with a synth block. The synth block on the FM3, the AXFX3, and the FM9 gives you 3 oscillators, and you can set the waveform of each oscillator. So let's just start out with a basic sawtooth wave. I'm just going to bring the level down a little bit. So a single saw isn't going to be super interesting just yet. All right, that's all that's doing. Let's use 2 saw waves though. Let's pan them hard left and hard right, and let's detune them a little bit. Let's go say maybe 5 cents either side. So +5 and then -5. This already is going to sound a lot more like a classic lead synth. And what I'm going to do is just bring the attack down to about 5 milliseconds on these, just so it's a little bit more in line with my main guitar sound. Okay, I kind of like that. I'm just going to reinforce it by using a square wave on here. We can shift the square wave down 1 octave like so. I'm just going to set the level here around 50%. Now, this sounds fat and mean and awesome. All right, what we're going to do now is just filter that synth. So I'll drop a filter block in here, and let's just do a kind of classic low pass filter with some resonance. So let's set the frequency, I guess, to around 3000 hertz to start with. And then our Q control is going to correspond to the resonance control on the filter on a synthesizer. So just give it a little knee like that. And this now I think is sounding pretty close to the sort of lead synth sound we want. Now, of course, with this, you do kind of have to be careful with your playing articulation when you're playing a synth. It's not like playing a guitar where you're going to have a lot of, I guess, kind of leeway with playing multiple notes at once. This is a monophonic synth, so it's 1 note at a time. So you just kind of have to be tight with your muting and careful with your playing articulations. I'm going to bring this frequency up just a little bit for now. And what we're going to do is, using the level in the synth block, I'm going to blend this with our main guitar sound. So let's turn our cab back on, and I'm slowly going to bring this level up here just to where I kind of like the blend between them. This is totally up to your choice and your ears. I like that a lot. That is sounding like a kind of classic 70s guitar and synth combination. So what we can do now is just layer effects over all of this. Let's turn our delay on, but let's also add a reverb. I really like this chorus hall reverb for a kind of big hall on there. And let's just have a listen to where we're at so far. This is really, really fun. That's awesome. One thing though, with this particular guitar using humbuckers, you kind of notice that the synth is really tracking the envelope quite closely. So we can kind of even that out by adding a compressor, either in front of the synth or adding it in front of the synth and the amp, kind of wherever you prefer to have it. I really like the JFET comp. In fact, I like it so much, I have some settings saved to my library. So now this is going to even out the response of the synth blocks. Also going to add a little bit of gain to my main sound, which I do not mind in the slightest. And now we have a really awesome fat synthesizer sound that's kind of filtered out. I can play around with this cutoff frequency as always to combine with my main lead sound. This is a great way to just kind of break up your main lead guitar sound. I wouldn't use this for every single solo that I played at a live gig, but maybe every couple of songs I might turn the synth on and just kind of blend it in there for a different character. It's like having a combination between an octave pedal and another instrumentalist in the band. So I'm going to play you all out with this last combination. If you have any specific questions or requests, as always, let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you next week for another Tuesday Tone Tip. Take it easy.